Hello everybody, so I'm back with another video, and I owe this guy an apology, because I said, you sad excuse for a nutritionist. I apologize for calling him that, because apparently he does know a little bit of something. So let's just get straight into this, okay?
I love cashew nuts a lot. Hello, Dr. Joe here of the drjoe.com and the 2020from.com. Today, I want to talk to you about an important mineral, and that mineral is called iron. In this video, you're going to find out about how much iron you need, why you need it, and more importantly, I'm going to show you 10 foods that are iron rich that you need to consume often to keep up with your daily iron needs. So, how much iron do we need? Well, to do this, we're going to have a reference point. And that reference point will be women of reproductive age. And I'm referring to women aged between 19 to 50 years of age.
Well, technically, you start your period at like 12, 13. So technically, you're reproductive age already, but there are problems if you have your child too early. I have heard of people getting pregnant at 12, but I don't recommend you do that.
They will represent a reference point. So how much iron do these women need? Well, they need about 18 milligrams of iron daily,
which are very hard to get from plants, which is why I made that really strongly opinionated video there yesterday. I have a lot more respect for him now, though, especially when we get to near the end of the video. I'll explain why.
Now, men and women who are already menopausal, we're going to need 50% less. We're going to need about 8 to 9 milligrams of iron daily. In the same vein, women who are pregnant, they're going to need 50% more. They're going to need about 27 milligrams of iron daily.
It's so easy to get what you need if you just eat animal products. Skip the sides, skip the nuts, skip the seeds, skip the starches, skip the carbs, and just eat animal products. Eat your liver and eat your beef and eat your stuff like that. I know that sometimes pregnancy can be difficult, and being carnivore is probably impossible for some people, but that's what I want to experience for myself. If I want to try and experience getting pregnant at some point in my life, and I want to know if carnivore will be affected, being able to be carnivore, being able to stay carnivore. I'm going to try getting off all the rest of the carbs that I'm on. I'm really going to try hard. It is hard because when I'm stressed, I want at least something to kind of like bring me to that sense of just like, because I don't end up having a whole heck of a lot, but I just need something to kind of like tell me we're okay. I don't go overboard, okay? I know how much I'm having. I know how much is too much. I get the shakes if it's too much, okay? I do. And I am starting to notice I think I'm having a little bit too much because I do get anxiety a little bit. So I'm going to try dialing it down for that very reason. But yeah. Anyways, back to what he was talking about.
So that's how much iron we need. So why do we need this iron anyway? Why do we need it? Well, we need it because iron is an important component of a protein molecule called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is inside our red blood cells. And if you remember your biology lessons, you will know that the red blood cells help us carry the oxygen that we breathe in from the lungs to our body tissues. Of course.
Yes. Likewise, if you are lacking oxygen, everything gets affected, including your brain. And you know how lack of oxygen to the brain affects you. I don't know if you've ever had that before, but you're very confused a lot of the time. You're a lot slower to understand things, right? My oxygen was 97 when they checked me at the hospital that first day. for my first infusion. 97. That was fine, but like they said it was fine, but no. Every other time, when they rechecked after the first infusion, it was 99. 97. It's bad enough to let it go down to 95. I think 97 is still bad.
Of course, our cells and tissues, they need oxygen for survival. Without oxygen, our cells will die off. So what that means is you really need your iron for your survival. So iron is such an important mineral that you can't afford to skimp on it. So that's how much iron we need. Now let's.
I wish he made this video, 12 years ago? When I was 14? Really struggling with I started struggling with my health a little bit more around 14, 15. I really started falling apart at 16. When I started my period, that should have been the clue. I should have been like, dude, now that I'm starting my period, I really need to up my iron intake. I wish I'd known that. I wouldn't have lost all the hair that I did. I had so much hair at 12 years old. So much of it. I still have really thin hair even now. Like, it's getting thicker on the scalp, but it's like I still don't have enough hair at the back.
Let's move on to the iron-rich foods that are going to supply us with our daily iron needs. Now, this is for maintenance, by the way. If you are iron deficient, then you're going to consume a lot more of these foods to replenish your iron stores.
No, what you need to do, go carnivore. Depending on your situation, maybe you might need an infusion or two. Maybe. But I would also suggest upping your meat intake, lowering your plant intake. Because plants have things in them that bind to iron. You also want to get your ferritin up, and this is what he does not mention. Ferritin carries the iron around. If you don't have the ferritin in your body, what use is the iron then? It's similar to the way that hyperinsulinemia is. Like, with your sugars going low, with all the, like, you're producing so much insulin, but yet your sugars are still really high. Where is all that sugar going to go then? You don't have anywhere else to put that sugar. Same with the iron. Where's it going to go? It has nowhere to go. Like, nothing can carry it around freely, so it just comes out in your yeah. By the way, Vegan Gains apparently admitted that his ferritin started dropping. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That's not supposed to happen. And an iron supplement alone is not going to help your ferritin. Just freaking saying.
If you need to have supplements, then of course go for supplements for those of you who are iron deficient. So let's move on to the iron-rich food. So food number one. Food number one is cooked oysters. Okay, cooked oysters.
Oysters, I can get behind, okay? Oysters is fine. Yes. So, 1 point there.
3 ounces of cooked oysters will supply us with.
I don't agree with small portions, though. Okay? Because if you eat it with freaking plant sides, there's no point.
7.8 milligrams of iron. So the next time you visit your seafood restaurant, make sure you order yourself some oysters because they are iron rich. Shellfish is another, okay? So you can also order shellfish from your seafood restaurant. So that's food number one. Now food number two that is iron rich, and it is white beans. In this category, we got the great.
You don't really mention, though, buddy, that white beans, any kind of bean, has phytates. Guess what phytates do? They bind to everything, especially iron. Okay? When I was looking into this stuff more, I was like, holy crap. Holy crap. All of these things bind to your iron. I tried everything to get my ferritin up. It didn't go up. I literally did, and that's why I went keto.
Northern beans as well as cannellini beans. You can use the canned ones or the dried white beans. And a can of white beans will supply you with 7.8 milligrams of iron. Always go for the salt-free version. You can make soups and stews with your white beans, or just chuck them into your salad. Okay. Here I've got canned cannellini beans. This can will supply me with 7.8
He can't seem to pronounce it right. Cannellini beans.
milligrams of iron. That's how rich these beans are as far as iron is concerned. So they're a good source of iron, okay? White beans. Food number 3 that is iron rich will be cacao powder. 3 ounces of cacao powder will supply us with 13.5 milligrams of iron.
Who would have 3 ounces of cacao powder? If you think you need chocolate, purely for enjoyment, by the way, if you think you have to have it every day, you need to stop doing that. And I need to stop doing that too. I don't really, sometimes I'll skip the kombucha sometimes because either I don't think about it or I go to sleep early or something, and I just don't think about it, and I'm like, but I need that to de-stress sometimes and just feel like, all right, I had that, I'm feeling a little more calm now. I don't know what it is at the time when I drink it. It just brings me back to that sort of moment of, that's better, I need to stop doing that, though, to be honest. I do want to get to a point where I don't feel like I need it so much anymore, because I feel that I am making myself dependent on it, and plus I want to get to a point where I just eat carnivore. I don't want to have morning sickness. I feel like if I was to keep doing that, and if I end up getting pregnant, I feel like if I start having carbs like that, I'll find it harder to eat the proper foods that my body actually wants, and that I'll have meat aversions, and I don't want to have meat aversions. That's the last thing I want.
And of course, cacao powder is loaded with potassium and magnesium. Have I got some here? Well, I got cacao powder here, okay? Very, very nice source of iron, okay? Really, really nice. Seriously, we're talking 13.5 milligrams, 3 ounces. So, nice source. Okay, so that's cacao powder, food number 3. Now, food number 4 will be, let's see, lentils, okay? Lentils, 1 cup.
Never had lentils, and I don't even ever want to try them. I feel like they'd be gross.
Of cooked lentils, which is 198 grams, will supply us with 6.6 milligrams of iron, and that will represent 37%.
Also beans, cacao powder is also part of a bean. By the way, beans have phytates. Are you ever going to cover phytates, buddy? I mean, I can have a little bit more respect for you now that you're not vegan, but I still don't agree with eating these things.
Of our daily value, okay? The reference point, remember that. And from lentils, you get magnesium, folic acid, and potassium. Pretty good, okay? Pretty good. Have I got some lentils here? Yes, I do. Here we are. Lentils, okay? These are red lentils, okay? Nice source of iron. So that's food number 4. Let's move on to food number 5. Food number 5 will be tofu. 3 ounces of tofu will supply us with 4.1 milligrams of iron. Of course.
And Vegan Gains eats a lot of soy products. He should have raging high ferritin too. Nope. Lowest it had been ever. They're saying his ferritin is below normal, which is not good.
Tofu is the equivalent of cheese in the plant world because it's made from compressed soy milk, Tofu is high in protein and is also a nice source of magnesium, copper, and selenium. Have I got some tofu here? Yes, I do. So this is tofu here, okay, nice one. I eat it every now and again, okay. So tofu is a good source of iron. That's food number 5. So food number 6 that is iron rich will be sunflower seeds. 3 ounces of sunflower seeds will supply us with 3.3 milligrams of iron.
I did that. I ate that stuff for like a month. I didn't eat lentils or tofu or anything like that, but I ate sunflower seeds and things like that. Guess what? It didn't help my iron at all. Didn't help my iron at all. Molasses, blackstrap molasses helped a little bit. Bumped it up maybe 1 point. But then my ferritin ended up dropping still. So, I don't approve of this. Don't approve.
Which will represent 18% of our daily value. Sunflower seeds got high levels of vitamin E as well as selenium, and you can use the sprouted version or the dried versions. Okay, so have I got sunflower seeds here? Well, of course I do. These are the dried versions. I eat this as snack. I put them in my oatmeal. I add them to my baked oatmeal as well.
Yeah, grains are the worst for iron, okay? The worst. They're toxic because they're fortified with crap. You're not going to absorb anything from them either.
So, and of course you can also sprinkle them on your salads. So that's food number 6. Let's move on to food number 7, that is iron rich, and that will be cashew nuts. 3 ounces of cashew nuts will supply us with 5.9 milligrams of iron. And cashew nuts are a rich source of protein and calcium. Have I got some cashew nuts here? Of course I do. I got cashew nuts. Look at that. As you can see, I'm 3/4 through this jar of cashew nuts. Lovely, lovely food. I love cashew nuts a lot.
Because they're carbs.
So that's food number 7. Food number 8 will be, let's see this, that will be edamame beans. Half a cup of edamame beans will give us 4.5 milligrams of iron. These beans are a rich source of protein.
You're not mentioning the issue with the phytates. What is this? You still haven't talked about phytates. You need to start talking about phytates. They block the absorption of stuff. Number 9 and 10 are actually really good. I was listening to this while doing dishes. Number 9 and 10. And don't ever be offended that you mention a proper human diet food item.
Protein, and they are suitable for use as a meat substitute. You can use the dried versions as a crunchy snack, or you can just add the dry versions to salads as well, and even the fresh ones. So where have I got some edamame beans here? Of course I do. That's edamame beans here. I'm having this tonight. These are for tonight. So that's edamame beans, and they are the 8th source of iron for us. Now let's move on to food number 9. Food number 9 will be now before I say this, before I mention the 9th food, I should have mentioned earlier on that this list includes animal products. Okay, so if you're offended by this, I'm sorry about that. I will apologize, but
It's our proper human diet, especially for your culture. It is the proper human diet. There are people from your continent, and I can tell by his accent that he is African. And I know somebody who's African. He sounds a lot like him, actually. A lot like him. Like, he talks like him and everything. Like, dude, you're African. I can tell. And that's not to be hateful. I'm saying that because it's you can tell by the accent. You're at least from Africa anyway. Your people have eaten meat for 200,000+ years, especially your people. You go back as far as Homo ergaster. Was it Homo ergaster that was from Africa? I think so. You should be whatever it is what it is. We ate meat. Big deal. Big whoop. Not, oh, I'm sorry if I offend you by mentioning animal products. No, you're a human. Humans ate meat. End of.
It's not just plant foods. So food number 9 is an animal product, and that will be red meat. 3.5
Not enough.
ounces of ground beef will give us 2.7 milligrams of iron, and
I eat more than that in a day. Guess what? I know I'm not deficient. I know what deficiency feels like. For me, I get out of breath, I get tired, sore legs, sore feet in particular. I can't walk right. I can't. I get very, yeah.
that will represent 15% of our daily value. Beef has heme iron, which is easier to absorb, and of course beef will supply us with protein and B vitamins. Okay, so the animal products in general, they have what we call heme iron, and the plant foods have what we call non-heme ions. And I'm going to do a separate video on how you can optimize the non-heme ions, because they are a little bit harder to absorb, the non-heme ion. Okay, so that's food number 9. Food number 10 will be organ meats.
I think he might have made a mistake. Let's go back.
Ions. And I'm going to do a separate video on how you can optimize the non-heme ions, because they are a little bit harder to absorb, the non-heme ion. Okay.
I think he said the. I thought he said then. But I think he said the non-heme iron. But yes, they are harder to absorb. And you're also forgetting about phytates. You're not going to be able to absorb the iron by 300%. And even if that's true, you're not going to get the ferritin up. And eventually, it's all going to start dropping again. Sorry. It is what it is.
Okay, so that's food number 9. Food number 10 will be organ meats. Okay? Organ.
Big proponent of organ meat. I strongly suggest if you are having a deficiency, you gotta choke it down. You gotta choke it down. I am not going to apologize for this. I've said what I said. You're deficient. Choke it down. Swallow it. Eat it.
Organ meat. The liver in particular is a rich source of iron.
Big proponent of liver. I eat it every now and again. Love it.
Chicken liver has 7.6 milligrams per 3 ounce serving, and 3 ounce beef liver will give us 5.4 milligrams of iron. If you're pregnant, it's best you avoid liver.
No, that's not a thing. That is not a thing. If it's cooked, there's no harm in it. The tribes would give the pregnant women the liver all the time. Haven't your people told you about that? I'm sure the Maasai still do it.
And the organ meats will also give you choline, which is good for brain health. Okay?
I need to start getting back into organ meats. I get into them and then I stop eating them. I don't know why. It's not even that I lose the love for them. It's just that I just stop eating them. Like the taste doesn't ever change for me. I just stop. I guess I just stop wanting it, but I forget how much energy they always give me when I eat even just a small handful of pieces. Like I cut it into pieces and then I thaw a little bit of it out and then I eat that.
So that is organ meat, and that also includes kidneys, by the way. So you can have kidneys if that's your thing. Okay, if you are into animal products, then of course you can have the red meats and the organ meats as a source of iron for you.
I don't know about heart. I've had turkey heart before. My mom was grossed out by the description when I told her it's like it's got its own butter inside. Her immediate thought was, ew, gross. People are so weak these days. You can't even say it was like butter on the inside of it when I chewed into it. You can't even say that anymore. I said in a comment once, salty, buttery, drippy, melty corn on the cob. Something like that. I was talking about corn on the cob with butter and salt. Somebody freaking said, ew, that's so disgusting. You just turned me off of corn. In the response to the comment. I'm like, wow, what a weakling. If you respond like that to fat and to butter and to descriptions like that, grow a pair, people. Just grow a pair.
So that list represents a...
I mean, no offense to some of my subscribers who probably hate fat, but just, you need to start growing up and getting used to fat. It's not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna apologize for saying that. For saying that you need to get used to fat. You need to really, you know.
Nice, reliable source of iron for us that will help us keep up with our daily iron needs. Now, like I mentioned earlier on, the plant sources of iron, they have what we call non-heme iron. Now, the non-heme iron is a lot more difficult to absorb compared to the heme iron that you find in red meats or organ meats. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can optimize your non-heme iron absorption, how you can increase by 3 to 4-fold your non-heme iron absorption.
It doesn't raise your ferritin, buddy.
That's what's going to come up in my next video. So be on the lookout for that. So hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Please.
All right. Well, yeah, so that's why I owe this guy an apology. I have some respect because he suggests organ meats, okay? Beef and organ meats, yes. I thought he was just pescatarian, but no, he eats beef and organ meats as well. He suggests that anyway. I don't know if he eats them himself, but I sure hope he does. It's part of your culture, buddy, in particular, because we all came from Africa at one time, okay? If you're not from Africa, I'm sorry, but the accent really is really telling. I mean, I could be wrong, and I'm sorry, but maybe at one time you know, you sound like you at least did live there. But anyways, I digress. I can respect him, especially now that he suggests organ meats and beef, red meat. A lot of doctors will say don't eat red meat because red meat is carcinogenic and all that crap. I don't know if he's a doctor or dietitian or what he is, but I don't care enough to listen to the intros. I just want to get to the silly stuff that they spew, if they spew any silly stuff. Guys, don't eat the freaking sugars. Stop. Just don't eat the sides, okay? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to enjoy some hamburger, some ground beef, I mean. And I will see you in the next one, because I'm starving. Okay. And by the way, excuse me, in the last video, like I said, I am going to be uploading something tonight. I'm going to be, this video should be up. When you see it, it'll be nighttime for me. And I will upload, and then I will be spending time on my little project that I have in store for the channel, just so that I can, focus on that. I do want to take a little break from YouTube altogether because I'm getting bored. There's nothing to watch, nothing interesting. So I will see you in the next one. Comment down below with any videos you might want me to react to. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.